The tranquility of an ordinary Israeli neighborhood was shattered. A husband, fueled by rage, brutally assaulted his wife. Her cries pierced the air, attracting the attention of neighbors. They watched in horror, some frozen in fear, others frantically dialing for help. A police siren wailed in the distance, growing louder as a patrol car raced towards the scene. The officers, trained to recognize the signs of domestic violence, sprang into action. The husband, still in a frenzy, refused to cooperate. He posed a grave danger to his wife and the responding officers. In a split-second decision, one officer drew his taser, aiming at the aggressor. The sharp crack of electricity filled the air as the darts found their mark. The husband collapsed, subdued and disarmed. The immediate threat was neutralized. Paramedics arrived, rushing the injured and traumatized wife to the hospital. This shocking incident serves as a stark reminder of the harsh reality of domestic violence in Israel. It is a plague that knows no boundaries, affecting all sectors of society. The year 2024 painted a bleak picture. The Israel Observatory on Femicide reported a chilling statistic. 20 women were murdered by their partners or family members. This number represents a significant increase from the 8 deaths reported in early June and the 11 by late August. The upward trend throughout the year is alarming. The data reveals another disturbing pattern. Half of the victims were Arab women. This overrepresentation of Arab women in femicide statistics points to deeper societal issues. Cultural factors, including a strong emphasis on family honor and fear of retaliation, often prevent women from reporting abuse. These murders were not just numbers. Each one represented a life tragically cut short, leaving behind families shattered and communities shaken. Sumaya Amash from Jizr az-Zaka became a symbol of this tragedy. Despite filing multiple complaints against her husband, she was brutally murdered, highlighting the dire need for better protection for at-risk women. The methods used in these crimes were often brutal. Stabbings accounted for over half of the deaths, while shootings claimed the lives of 18% of the victims. The violence, raw and merciless, sent shockwaves through the nation. The year 2023 saw the eruption of the Israel-Hamas war, a conflict that left an indelible mark on the nation. Beyond the physical destruction and loss of life, the war cast a long shadow on Israeli society. One of the most alarming consequences was the surge in domestic violence. Reports indicate that the rate of domestic violence nearly doubled after the war's outbreak. The conflict, with its inherent stress, fear and uncertainty, exacerbated existing tensions within households. It created a pressure cooker environment where violence was more likely to erupt. The statistics are revealing 1/3 of all femicides in 2023 occurred after the war began on October 7th. While data collection following the initial attacks remains incomplete, the trend is clear. The war's impact on the mental and emotional well-being of Israelis, coupled with economic hardship and displacement, created fertile ground for domestic abuse. This shadow pandemic of violence against women highlighted the need for increased awareness and support services. The trauma of war, coupled with pre-existing societal issues, demanded a multi-pronged approach to address this complex problem. The Israeli government and legal system have taken steps to address the scourge of domestic violence. Judges, influenced by public outcry and a growing awareness of the issue's severity, are handing down harsher sentences to perpetrators. The message is clear: violence against women will not be tolerated. However, challenges remain. Funding for initiatives aimed at combating violence against women remains insufficient. Advocacy groups like the Israel Observatory on Femicide continue to push for increased resources and comprehensive legislation to protect vulnerable women. Community efforts offer a beacon of hope. Organizations across Israel are working tirelessly to prevent violence and support survivors. The Ethiopian community, for example, has implemented successful community-based interventions. These programs focus on cultural sensitivity and early identification of at-risk individuals. Conferences and discussions like the one held at Western Galilee College in May 2024 provide platforms for experts, policymakers, and community leaders to share knowledge and strategize solutions. Public awareness campaigns aim to break the silence surrounding domestic violence, encouraging victims to come forward and seek help. The fight against domestic violence is far from over, but Israel is taking steps in the right direction. Through a combination of legal reforms, increased funding, and community engagement, there is hope for a future where women can live free from fear.